Today's cities face a variety of issues, but the most threatening may be rising sea levels. It's predicted that sea levels will rise a meter by 2100, and with 15 out of 20 of the world's megacities located on the water, disasters will be waiting to happen. Even the smallest floods of 1 to 4 inches cause buildings an average of $8,000 in damages. Rotterdam is a particularly worrying city. 90% of the city is below sea level, with some parts being multiple meters below sea level. This positioning led them to being hit by the serious North Sea flood of 1953, which killed over 1,800 people in Rotterdam alone. Rotterdam has since made a full recovery, due in part to the genius water management of the Dutch. They have engineered some innovative solutions to combat these rising sea levels, one of which being Rotterdam's own floating pavilions. Essentially, the floating pavilions are just regular multi-purpose buildings that float on the water. They've been outfitted with some impressive sustainable technology that allows them to also clean their own water, wastewater, and even generate energy for their own heating and cooling.
It's perfect. It's not different from another building. It's sustainable, it's innovative, it's different from every other venue here in Rotterdam or even Amsterdam in the Netherlands, I don't know. So we're different than that, and we can offer you a unique venue instead of just 4 walls and some windows.
Under the bubble, these pavilions are pretty impressive too. The base is 2 meters thick and made out of a layering of concrete and polystyrene. This gives the building a strong yet buoyant base. And as proof, the enormous structure has been floating already for 7 years. This type of innovation is what allows many houseboats and larger structures to combat the dangerous rising sea levels brought about by climate change. And with so many of today's urban areas located in delta regions, this may be the most viable option for growth. The floating building is certainly not a new concept in the Netherlands, but the floating pavilions are taking the theme of sustainability a step further.
One of the major opportunities that floating urbanization offers is that you can use the water as an energy source. Water is a very good solar collector, so you can use heat pumps to heat your buildings with heat from the water, with hardly any impact on these large water systems. At the same time, in summer you can also use this water to cool houses. It's much more energy efficient, and you no longer need fossil fuels to heat and cool your houses. And we calculated that compared to conventional heating of buildings, it's a CO2 reduction of 60%.
This technology is similar to the geothermal heating seen in some homes, as consistent ground temperatures can heat or cool houses in temperate climates. The floating pavilion truly aims to be a fully self-sufficient structure. It even cleans its own water and wastewater, meaning it doesn't have to connect to the mainland for sewage. Making structures sustainable, like this one, is a bigger issue than you may know. Professor Norman Garrick of the University of Connecticut explains why it is especially important.
Sustainability is the issue of our time. I mean, it's tied to so many important things, such as the climate, such as energy, such as equity. All of those issues I put under the banner of sustainability. And the other thing is that cities that are the most valued are the ones that have paid the most attention to sustainability issues. So I think in everywhere we look, the concepts of sustainability affects the big problems of our time.
Innovative solution does have its critics, and the pavilions are no different. The two main concerns pertain to safety and environmental impact.
Yeah, I've been here during storms, and it's no problem. You will just wiggle a little bit more, but that's it. Just floating a little bit different from any other day without a storm. So, and when the storm is very hard, sometimes the foil where we are made of is just making some noise, but that's it.
Another common concern is that the floating pavilions may be bad for the environment. Fortunately, environmental engineers in Rotterdam conducted a research project to find out what the environmental impact of the structure is. An underwater drone reported that most water quality parameters are at normal levels and that a diverse aquatic habitat also existed under the structures. This indicates that for now, most similar floating structures have no serious effects on the environment. Overall, the pavilions provide a unique solution to two major problems cities face today and dodge many of the concerns people have regarding them. Despite this, America has actually been behind on floating structures and sustainable cities in general. The Challenge for Sustainability organization even said that development of floating buildings on the East Coast is rare. It's time to investigate the potential of floating structures like this one and join many other countries in the Blue Revolution.